If people with disabilities want to employ their staff themselves, they would need to receive direct payments. The direct payment scheme was set up in 1996, and social services give the money to the person with disabilities for them to employ the type of staff they want. You need to communicate with your social worker if you are not satisfied with the rate of pay that social services have given you. You need to justify why you feel the rate pay should be higher. Perhaps you want to attract people with a particular skill set. When employing people, you become an employer, and employers have additional costs as well, such as holiday pay, tax, national insurance, pension contributions, payroll and administration costs. All of those costs come out of the money social services give. Before embarking on direct payments, it is a good idea to study this for a bit so that the extent of the items that need to be covered are fully understood. Once you decide to take on being responsible for employing staff, that decision comes with extra roles and responsibilities. For example, in order for staff to get paid, there are administrative duties involved. Most people who receive direct payments get their payroll, tax, etc. done for them by using a payroll company. There are a number of these companies, and you are not restricted to using the one closest to you. For example, I am based in Brighton, and I use a payroll company in Derbyshire. Although social services may suggest a payroll company you could use locally, at the end of the day, it is your decision which company to use. There are specific direct payments payrolls which do such duties for you. They will take care of as much or as little as you require. For example, not only will they undertake the payroll and everything associated with that, but they will manage your direct payment account and make the payments to your staff. I like to manage my accounts myself, so the service I have is I send my payroll company timesheets where I record my staff's hours each month. They process figures, working out the tax, pension payments and national insurance, and then email the net wage payments to me and post me wage slips. I then do the bank transfers to my staff myself and give them their payslip. Before you start employing staff, you'll need to write the paperwork. The main two documents which are required are a contract of employment and job description. There are other documents to consider, such as confidentiality agreement, and a document telling them about you as a person. A confidentiality agreement should say that staff must not disclose anything personal about you to just anybody. For example, discussing your toilet issues with whoever would not be appropriate. In a job description, the duties of your employee need to be explained. It is a good idea to identify the main tasks you need them to assist you with and any others you want them to undertake. You do not have to list every single thing you need help with, because the list could be rather long. You can group tasks together. For example, if you have lots of post and paperwork that need dealing with, you could categorize that under administration. You should write everything as clearly as possible so that your staff understand what you want and need. Let's look what should be in a contract. A contract is to clarify the working conditions of the role, such as the working hours, wages, hourly rate, holiday entitlement, and the procedure if staff get sick. It should consist of procedures and conditions. If someone is sick, a procedure needs to be in place. For example, I need as much notice as possible so I have time to find cover for that shift. If you are the sort of person who likes going away, you'll need to advise that you expect staff to accompany you on holiday. You would need to make them aware of that in the interview to make sure they're happy with it. You may find there are some people who cannot make that sort of commitment. The job description, contract and the confidentiality agreement needs to be signed. In fact, you'll need 2 copies. One for you to keep and one for the personal assistant. Then contract needs to be signed by both you and a new member of staff. You'll need to do one more thing before you start recruiting. You'll need to write an advertisement and design an application form. The purpose of an application form is obtaining information about the candidate, such as contact details, skills and work history. You should ask for referees, and these should be people who are willing to give confirmation that this person would be suitable for the position. It may also be useful to identify for yourself if there are skills or attributes are essential to the role or if there are some that are just desirable. This is a way of then identifying if an applicant is worth asking for interview. For example, I have a number of foreign assistants. Nationality is not a problem for me, but as I have no speech, communication can be challenging, so any potential assistant must speak, understand and be able to spell in English well. I would like to give you the key points. 1. Understand what a job description and a contract are. 2. Identify what duties you need help with. 3. Write the duties in the job description down as clearly as possible. 4. Make sure you include the working conditions, such as working hours, rates of pay, holiday pay in the contract. The next video will look at the interview stage and the best way to go about employing the right staff.